So utilization of fund is important because government runs on fund. So we cannot take any program effectively. We cannot ensure the welfare of the people. So utilization of fund is the most important thing. So fund and human resource are the two important pillars for the success of any program and policy. The fund and human resource are two important pillars for the success of program and policy, which ultimately lead to the welfare of the people. It's the ultimate aim of the governance. So it will lead to inclusive growth. Better utilization of fund lead to reduce corruption. So it will lead to the maximum utilization of resources, or maximum use of minimum resources. Maximum use of minimum resources. There will be less corruption, more inclusive growth. So question आ चुका है, misutilization and underutilization of the fund are the problem in the development administration. Come examine utilization, misutilization of the fund are the problem in the development administration. So efficient public fund management, efficient public fund EPF, efficient public fund management is the key for effective implementing of various schemes. So the key for effective implementation of various schemes. So effective public fund management is the key for the effective implementation of various schemes. So misutilization and underutilization lead to incomplete project and scheme, will lead to incomplete project and scheme, will lead to poor development. तो project scheme क्या हुआ है, ऐसे incomplete रह गए. So misutilization, underutilization will lead to incomplete project and scheme and will lead to poor development. Will lead to poor development. So the reason of the underutilization of fund. So पहला reason for underutilization, poor planning of project, and lack of technical expert for execution, lack of technical experts for execution. Technical expert नहीं execution के लिए, lack of technical expert for execution. So जो पंचायत का member बना है उसी को execute करा रहे हैं, technical expert नहीं है for execution. So hierarchy in decision making that lead to, because of the poor work culture, they can lead to poor work culture, lead to decrease in efficiency. So lead to misalignment of hierarchy in the decision making, poor work culture. So Prevention of Corruption Act of 1998 section 13 prevents civil servant to take decision because of fear of corruption. So it prevents civil servant to take decision because of fear of corruption, because of there was a delay in decision making and there was a policy paralysis, policy paralysis, delay in decision making. So lack of outcome budget, outcome पे focus नहीं करते, outcome budgeting, lack of outcome budgeting, outcome पे focus नहीं करते, lack of outcome budgeting, and delay in the release of fund, time पे fund नहीं मिला, delay in the release of fund. तो बस बोलते हैं कि हमने इंक्रीज कर दिया, फॉर एग्जाम्पल हेल्थ एक्सपेंडिचर इंक्रीज बाय 137%, बट वी आर नॉट फोकसिंग ऑन द आउटकम ऑफ स्पेंडिंग दैट मच मनी. तो अक्टूबर नवंबर में तो फंड आते हैं, देखो डिले इन द रिलीज ऑफ द फंड, अक्टूबर तक निकल पा रहे हैं तो फिर मार्च रश हो जाता है, बिकॉज मार्च तक यूटिलाइज नहीं किया तो फिर से चले जाएगा वापस, तो मार्च रश हो जाता है. सो मिस यूटिलाइजेशन फंड है, पुअर अकाउंटेबिलिटी. सो दैट इज bureaucrats that are not directly accountable to the local people. There's a collusive corruption, there's an access between the corporates and bureaucrats. Lack of deterrence because of poor CJS, criminal justice system. Poor criminal justice system, no check and balance, no CNB, check and balance. Secrecy in administration, lack of transparency, secrecy in administration. So this impact is inequality, lead to inequality, underdevelopment, poor public service delivery, and public trust decreases. So utilization of public fund should be based on principle of utilization of public fund should be based on the principle of TAP should be based on principle of TAP. T से trusteeship, A से appropriateness, and P से public trust. Trusteeship, appropriateness, and public trust. That trusteeship means that the corporate should ensure that we must ensure that the money belongs to the public and we are just the custodian of the money for the welfare of the public, and so utilize the money for the welfare of the people. So the money is given by the people, so we have to ensure the public trust. So we'll have to utilize the fund and uphold the public trust, utilize the public fund in the effective way. So appropriateness, so ना ही misutilization होना चाहिए, ना ही underutilization होना चाहिए. We'll have to utilize it in a proper manner. ऐसे ज़्यादा extra vacant खर्चा नहीं होना चाहिए. So you should minimum amount as much as possible. So efficient utilization. So you must trusteeship and appropriate and public trust and efficient utilization of fund, TAPE. So for utilization of public fund should be based on the principle of TAPE. So we can use for measures we can use e-technology for the public financial management system, for the public finance management system. We can use e-technology for the public finance management system. We can use e-technology for public finance management system. We can use e-technology. And promoting social audit, promoting social audit, promoting social audit. So capacity building in budgeting and accounting. तो जो बजट अकाउंटिंग करना है कैपेसिटी बिल्डिंग करना, कैपेसिटी बिल्डिंग इन बजटिंग अकाउंटिंग, CP in BA, कैपेसिटी बिल्डिंग इन बजटिंग अकाउंटिंग. And decentralization and decision making, D and DM. So decentralization and decision making, D in DM, decentralization and decision making. So we can cut the hierarchy and there is a faster utilization of fund. There should be timely release of fund, timely release होना चाहिए fund का, faster utilization of fund. सो कंक्लूजन क्या है, कंसेप्ट ऑफ द EET या बोल सकते हैं टेप, ट्रांसपेरेंसी एंड अप्रोप्रिएटनेस एंड पब्लिक ट्रस्ट एंड एफिशिएंसी should be kept at the center while making the use of any public fund. तो जैसे सपोज सेंटर है, यहाँ से फंड आ रहा है एंड यहाँ पे प्लेस में इस फंड में आना है, तो ये होना चाहिए फास्टर होना चाहिए, इफेक्टिव होना चाहिए. सो वेयर द मनी इज ट्रांसफर टू द अथॉरिटी एंड वेयर द मनी इज एक्चुअली ट्रांसफर टू द फील्ड लेवल, वहाँ पे प्रॉपर अकाउंटिंग एंड प्रॉपर अकाउंटेबिलिटी इंश्योर होनी चाहिए हर एक स्टेज पे. तो स्मार्ट सिटी के प्रोजेक्ट का एग्जांपल दे सकते हैं. 80% of the fund is unutilized, 80% unutilization of fund, 80% unutilized fund. Then MP-led various reports said there is a misutilization of fund as seen by ARC and as seen by ARC and misutilization of fund in MP-led scheme as seen by ARC and other companies. दो example in a smart city project, 80% underutilization of fund, 80% underutilization of fund, and MP-led there is a misutilization of fund as seen by IRC and other committees. So टेप पे हमें बात करना है, ट्रस्टीशिप, अप्रोप्रिएटनेस, इफेक्टिवनेस एंड पब्लिक ट्रस्ट. टेप